Hey guys, Mistmaster1 here, and welcome back to our Let's Play Kingdom Hearts Final Mix HD Proud Level 1. We have a lot to do in this episode, so I apologize if I'm rushing really heavily here. But of course, now that the in-game hours are between 12 in-game hours and 13 in-game hours, we can now access this next little thing at the Clock Tower Neverland. Open this door. The 12 o'clock door is open, and we get ourselves a Mega Elixir, so that's pretty nice. A nice little thing to add to our collection for restoring items. And now, really quick, like I said, we have a lot of stuff to do in this episode. The next thing I'm going to do is fly back to Hollow Bastion, because this segues very nicely into the start of things I want to get out of the way before we actually get to the meat of this video, which is to climb up the tower from where we initially are. So I'm going to quickly warp drive back to Hollow Bastion from Neverland. And now that we've accessed the library and all these other things, we now have access to the Rising Falls, the library, and the waterway. I'm going to quickly dock in the Rising Falls. And yes, there will be these jump cuts around in a few places because there's a lot of stuff to do and I don't want this video to go on for a ridiculous amount of time. First of all, maybe I can actually make that. Oh, nice. Speed. Any time saves I can get for this video, it's good, because in the last episode we got ourselves the White Trinity, and we can find our first White Trinity right here in this little fountain area of Rising Falls. This White Trinity is known as Trinity Detect. Put your weapons together, it makes a chest appear, and if we open this chest, we can now get ourselves a Thundaga Gummy, like the weapon that we've always been getting in the last few worlds now. And now the next thing I want to do is quickly just leave through the save point right there and dock in the waterway. So give me about 30 seconds, I'll meet you at the waterway. I'm gonna dock in the waterway from the Hollow Bastion sort of world option. And now we are back here in the waterway with our full party, and that is kind of the reason why in the last episode I kind of neglected to go back into that little dungeon area after I broke down the Wall of Beast. Because you can probably guess what's going to be on the inside of it, and then if I've waited until now to access it. Get a gravity spell hotkeyed, because when you go through here, you're going to find some really interesting... Oh, we got some black fungus. You can find some dark balls and defenders in here if you're unlucky, but let's use some gravity regardless. We can take these guys out rather fast, like so. Wow, that actually makes my life a lot easier. And that's good too, because it speeds up the process even more. Because right here we can find ourselves our 16th Blue Trinity, and there's only one more left in the game. And this is and we're actually going to finish off the Blue Trinities and the Red Trinities in this video, so that's pretty exciting. Get a Mega Ether, a few other items there. Open up this chest, you can get yourself another Ultima Gummy, just like the one we found in the library at the end of the last episode, and yourselves another Thundaga G, which we just got from the White Trinity and Rising Falls. And now that all of that has been sorted out, I am once again going to cut away for a minute, because I am now going to leave through the save point and meet you guys back at the library so we can actually carry on with what we're going to really do in this episode, and that's to ascend Hollow Bastion, so I'll be right back. I know you guys might be thinking I'm jumping all over the place, but when you see the amount of stuff I want to get done this episode, it'll make sense. So, I kind of left off with you guys, telling you guys that there's a library puzzle that needs to be done, and we are going to continue that now that everything else is out of the way. Right here you can get yourself the Theon Volume 6 book, and it actually goes to this little bookcase right here, but as you see there's a green book out of place. This is the Mava Volume 6, and now we're going to put that book that we just picked up off the table there, and by doing so, it's actually going to reveal this little button on the wall, because normally this little thing is locked, you don't have access to it, but once you've done that, if you press this button on the wall right here, door has been unlocked. There you go, now we can go through there. And then the next thing we're going to do is activate this green trinity right here. This will be number 6, I believe. The last one we activated was back in Neverland. And by activating this, we can get ourselves this little book that's on top of the shelf right here. And this book is the Azel Volume 6. And you might be thinking, okay, oh, it goes right here, it looks like the same color, but this is the end shelf the book is missing, that's not the right way to go. The place where you're actually meant to go, I believe, is back over here towards the beginning, because you'll see these yellow books right here. This is the A shelf, put Azel Vol 3 on the shelf. Yeah, I keep skipping over that little text box when I put the books in, but basically it just says, oh hey, you can put the book here, so put it in, and then that's what you do. Next thing we're going to do, take out this blue book, because there's a set of green books here with different labels, red, yellow, and blue. And we need this blue book in order to open up this little thing, the Saleg shelf with these books here. And when the row is complete, it pushes the bookcase out there. This is where it might get confusing for people, but keep in mind of everything you've done so far. Now remember that bookcase we put the yellow book into, we can get ourselves a sort of orange-looking Nahara Volume 5 book. And what this is for what you might have thought earlier with that yellow book we got off this little thing up here, this little shelf. Oh my god, you can actually grab that? Why would you even do that? You can put the book into here. And yeah, this is just basically put the books in the right spot, A, B, C, D, you know, all those things. Now you can get yourself this little thing right here. There's some purple books here, but one green book with a red label known as the Mava Volume 3. We picked up another green book with a blue label, I believe, over there, or a yellow label. The point being is now we have 2 Mava books, and right here we can put the Mava books back into this shelf right here. See, 3 red, 3 yellow, 3 blue, like so. And now that we have that settled out, this bookcase kind of just, you know, folds in, and we get ourselves this book right here, which is the Half-It Volume 4. And the Half-It Volume 4 goes back up to where we just got the Mava Volume 3 just a few seconds ago. Back up here, and this will clear the library puzzle and open up a special place that is normally inaccessible until you have completed this. See, now that we've done this, there's a secret passage! How about that? And this will take us to the lift stop, which is a bunch of places, a lot of elevator parts in Hollow Bastion. Also, if you look up, a lot of people don't know this. Oh, I lied, never mind. That's for later on. This little thing right here, there's a chest, and on a floating platform right here, you can use Gravira, or gravity, whatever you have at this point, to lower this chest down. And if you open this chest, you can get yourself your next set of Dalmatians. Numbers 97, 98, and 99 have returned home. And also this little switch right here, which when we access it will put us onto that elevator. And, well, let this ride speak for yourself. Or let this ride speak for itself, rather. So, this also kind of hints at a few places we'll be seeing as we climb up this place. There's another little elevator with a red switch there. And this is a very tedious section because we go through like 3 screens to get where we want to go to. And there's also this little turning point where we go up, we go left, and then up to that little alcove over there. But if you look on the bottom right over there, there's actually a secret door where all those blocks are. Keep that in mind for the end of the episode, because we will be making our way all the way up here by the end. And traveling all the way up to this little part, we can get ourselves up to another little place that has one of these chests floating on a platform. Use gravity on it, make sure you don't accidentally confirm on that switch. Open this chest right here, and we can find ourselves an Osmos Gummy, something very unique. I'll go over all the new parts we happen to get in a later point, because we won't be driving the gummy ship again for a little while. And that's all that's up here. There's also another chest over there, but even though we can target it and use gravity on it, we can't actually access it yet because of these invisible sort of beams. Now I'm going to cut out the trip backwards because we have to watch that whole little sequence again just in reverse, so you're not missing much. I'll see you guys in a minute. Yeah, now we're back here, and I'd say we're only about a fourth or a third of the way done with this episode in terms of stuff that needs to get done. The next thing I want to do, you see these little things right here? Well, you can actually interact with them, and when you spin them around, you'll see there's a chest there, but it's completely random whether you'll... Oh, nice! I actually got this chest on the first try, but you have a 1 in 3 chance of actually getting an item from it, and there's a Mega Potion, and there's 2 more of these in the area. And basically, if I fail the first attempt, I'm gonna cut till I get the first one, or until I get the chest. And there's 3 of these in here. This is the second one. Will I be lucky on this one again? No? Okay, I'll see you guys in a minute. And there we go, that only took 3 tries, so not too bad. Inside this one, get ourselves an AP up, and the last one is down here, so I'll cut till when I activate this one, I can get the chest. And that only took 2 tries, so really nice. This actually didn't eat up too much of my time. Get yourself an elixir there. Now we are about maybe a quarter to a third of the way done with this. Now we're actually going to get on with the main point of this episode, which is to continuously go up Hollow Bastion. So first things first, we're going to come out this door here, and our goal for this next part is to get all the emblem pieces for that door that's down there that we saw in the last episode. I'm going to skip over this because I don't want this video to go on for as long as it needs to be. You need to light 8 candles across this place, so just light those 2 there. This one right here. Oh, Mighty One, show me your crushing power. You have to break the pots right here. And every time you complete an objective for the sort of trials, you'll have emblem piece be revealed. Like there's 1 of them. There's 4 in total. So there's the first one. Next thing we're going to do is light these next set of candles of 2. There's 8 in total. And right here we have ourselves our final red trinity of the game. And you can probably guess what the result of this is going to be. When we knock the statue off, it reveals our next emblem piece down there. I'll be collecting all the emblem pieces once all of them have been revealed. Here's the next 2 candles, that's 6 out of 8. This one right here. Oh, Mighty One, prove your strength by moving me. Oh my god, did you see that? Donald actually, in the middle of that, it pushed me into wanting to push that during while the text box was up. That was interesting. But the thing you have to do here is actually push this little statue from the right to the left. And once you've done that, it will reveal a chest down there, which also contains an emblem piece. And to finish things off, we activate these last 2 candles like so, and that reveals the last emblem piece of the 4 now that we need to pick up. But also, if you examine this little thing right here, the stone is edged with a thunderbolt. We use thunder magic on it, and if you look across, those little platforms now will move up and down in accordance to the first and second level, so that's a little convenient. Right here, now we're going to start collecting the emblem pieces. Right here, emblem piece, and that's just the name of all of them. Next thing we're going to do, drop down here, get ourselves the second emblem piece, get ourselves the third emblem piece from the fountain that leaked out once we destroyed the pots, and be cool, ride this railing, and jump over here to this little chest. And inside this chest will contain the final emblem piece. And now that we have all 4 of those emblem pieces, we are now going to take them to this door that we saw in the last episode and put them in one by one. So there we go, there's the first one. Once we put all the emblem pieces in here, this door will unlock, and we can advance to the next portion of Hollow Bastion. God, I am talking so fast this episode, but you'll see what I mean. We are maybe 30 to 40% done. Now we have a cutscene to watch.
Why? It was mine.
Know this. The heart that is strong and true shall win the Keyblade.
What? You're saying my heart's weaker than his?
For that instant it was. However, you can become stronger. You showed no fear in stepping through the door to darkness. It held no terror for you. Plunge deeper into the darkness, and your heart will grow even stronger.
What should I do?
It's really quite simple. Open yourself to the darkness. That is all. Let your heart, your being, become darkness itself.
So yeah, that was the guy back from Destiny Islands in the 3rd episode. You know, the one that's like a meaningless effort, and one who knows nothing can understand nothing? He just gave Riku even more darkness power, so who knows what he's gonna be like when we encounter him again. But anyway, now that the emblem... We can't worry about that right now, we have to get on with this episode. We now entered this portion of the lift stop, and basically, there's several paths to go. If we activate this little switch right here, we can get on this little platform, go all the way down here. But be careful, because the moment you get down here, you're going to spawn some dark balls. Let's run away from them for now. We don't have to fight them. Let's just be on our way to the waterway. And this is a sort of little in-between area where you can branch off from 2 more areas. More defenders here. By the way, they behave similar to large bodies and fat bandits, to the point you kind of have to attack them from behind. Sorry if I skipped over that. Just a little detail to throw in there if I haven't said it already. We can go up this little platform right here, and it'll bring us to this portion of the lift stuff that doesn't have anything besides this red little switch here. Activate it, you can get yourself some MP and a Mithril, which is nice because we just went through that whole little charade of using fire magic on little candles and stuff, and you know, our magic's not the best right now. And now that we've done that, if you come over to here, this actually leads back to the dungeon. This is a little downward platform that leads down here, and there's more black fungus. Have fun with that. Just a little shortcut that you can use to go between the basement of Hollow Bastion to like the next floor up and stuff like that. Again, I am probably rushing through some things more than I really should. But again, we still have a lot more to do in this episode, so I'm kind of rushing over things. Now we have some Dark Balls here. We have a lot more MP than we did before. Let's use some fire to get rid of these guys. Okay, they're doing their little move where they sort of hide up in like a little dark shroud and move around. There we go. And these guys can do all sorts of things. They can thrash at you, they can charge at you like that, they can kind of go invincible and travel around and then pop up and hurt you. They're really not too bad, but when there's a lot of them, they can get extremely annoying very fast. You need to deal with them as quick as possible. So now we're gonna go back up this little platform here to where we originally were, and now be careful because now when you come back over here, get a Gravira ready, we have ourselves a Defender. Gravira works wonders against this thing. Ow. I'm going to heal myself. That, just 2 Graviras and its health is practically gone, so as you saw right there. And we need to defeat that thing so we can activate this switch, which says to the upper level, and what that does is now we can go up to the upper level instead of the lower level with this platform. See, we were down below before, but now when we've hit that switch, we can make our way all the way up here. And by doing so, we can get ourselves up to this chest right here, a floating chest, use gravity on it, and if we use gravity, open this chest, get yourself an orichalcum, a nice rare synthesis material. I believe that is 3 or 4 out of 5 stars, so pretty nice. So this portion of the lift stop has now finished, and now we are going to move on to the next portion. I am going to use a cottage for the first time because, you know, we want to make sure we're well prepared for what's coming up here. Be careful, we're going to go back out to the castle gates on the other side, and we're going to have some new enemies once we go through here, but in my recommendation, just run past them, okay? Quickly run over here, we're going to jump on these platforms like so, and we are going to try to make our way over to this portion of the castle gates that was previously inaccessible before. And maybe one of those enemies will follow us over. Okay, 2 of them did, that's not a problem. These are wyverns, they fly at you, they dive bomb you, they charge you. You just have to be careful. Gravity works extremely well on them, then use some magic. These guys won't really persist you too much. Well, I mean, they'll persist, but they won't put up too much of a fight, so they're really not too bad, but again, strength in numbers in this game always. Open this chest right here, you can get yourself a Haste 2G, which is an even better version of the Haste Gummy we already have. And then on top of that, flying over here, we can open this chest and get yourself an orichalcum. Pretty nice. And now, there's 2 more things I want to do. If you're very careful about the way you maneuver here, we can get on this little platform here, but moving around very carefully, like so, we can get over to this little thing right here, and this will call a lift to go up to the higher level of Hollow Bastion, but instead, let's jump over here to this little panel right here. Activate this switch, that'll cause that platform to move, and then from here, we can actually glide to this little orange metallic thing here, and get ourselves to another floating chest. Floating chests are only a thing in this world, so that's a nice little gimmick it has. And if you open this chest, you can find yourself another set of Dalmatians. Puppies numbers 94, 95, and 96 have found their way home, so cool. And then again, moving very carefully back over to this part, you can avoid fighting some of the wyverns if your movement is very particular. It's very nice. Now that all that is said and done, we are going to go up to this little elevator. And now we are up to this little upper portion. You guys remember when we took that really long elevator ride from the library all the way up there? That was the little alcove that elevator came through in the first place. And here we have ourselves, let me use an ether for safety. Here we have ourselves an automated elevator that goes very slowly across. So you might be thinking, okay, so we just have to ride this elevator all the way over to that little part, and that doesn't seem so bad. Well, what we're going to actually encounter along this ride is some new Heartless that we haven't had to deal with yet. We've dealt with Dark Balls, Defenders, I think there's one other one that's slipping my... Wyverns, that's it. But here we have the last new enemy, which are Wizards. Quickly, I'm going to stun loop this thing by just doing 1-2 air combos over and over again. That didn't work out very well. Oh no, don't kill me, please. Oh god, oh god, oh god, okay. Whew, that was a little scary. I got bopped in the middle of that. That's their little thunder attack. These Wizards can do all types of magic that can use Blizzard right there. They use a form of gravity where it comes up from the ground, actually, like that. And they also have a fire-based attack where they'll shoot a little fire blast at you, and they can teleport around, be a nuisance, and they're doing that again. When they're doing this little attack, they're invincible. Back away from them until they finish, because that thunder spread is really deadly, and it's really awful to work with. And there we go. They can be quite a nuisance, actually. All the Heartless here are a lot stronger than things we've had to deal with. I'd say the only one that really holds a candle to them is maybe air soldiers and regular bandits. Nothing else has really proven to be that annoying up to this point, except those things. And these guys are, you know, they pretty much exhibit all the qualities that you would dislike in those Heartless we've already had to deal with. And they're also stronger, have more health, and they do have a lot more moves that they can use to really screw you up. But at long last, we have now made it over to this little side of the castle, and here we have the final blue trinity of the game. Trinity jump number 17 out of 17. So we have finished the red trinities and the blue trinities at this point. This particular blue trinity will give you 2 cottages alongside a mega elixir, so that's pretty nice, and some MP, so now we're back at max MP. Inside this chest right here, we will have ourselves the Thundaga gummy, so that's pretty cool. Again, more on gummy stuff later, because we won't be dealing with gummy ship route stuff again for a little while here. And we've actually achieved most of what I want to finish in this episode, and we should only be about 20 minutes in, so we're making really good time. Up to the Great Crest right here, and this is just a little in-between part where you go up the elevator, but be careful because over here, easy to miss. Little chest in the corner here, get yourself another Orichalcum, and that makes 3 of them, I believe, in this episode, so this game gives you a lot of rare synth items in this world, which is nice, because I mean, I guess I'll just say it outright here. This is the second last world of the game, so you're gonna start to see a lot of cool stuff show up in chests. There's another floating chest here, and there's a lot of stuff to do in this place. Like, we're only around, I'd say, we're probably around the halfway point in terms of finishing, like, the whole climb up and everything like that. But I'm actually gonna deal with that at a later point. Something really strange, it will seem to people. I'm actually done climbing this place now. The thing I'm really interested in is climbing all the way over here, because you remember there was the whole lift thing from the library all the way up to that little alcove where we got the Osmos G. This was that little door I said to keep in mind, because there's like those blocks above us, and there's this little hidden entryway, which will bring us to another division of the lift stop, and in here has one of the best items in the entire game, and I'm not being, you know, I'm wanting to emphasize that I'm not being sarcastic or I'm saying that lightly. This is one of the best items in the game right here. We have ourselves the Royal Crown accessory. Now here's the thing. Up to this point, we've had the Spellbinder Keyblade giving us 2 MP, you know, pretty good. 2 MP, there's not many other Keyblades that can hold a T to having 2 MP plus the magic and summon power increase. We also have the Ray of Light, which increases our HP and MP slightly, but MP by 1 is still really nice. But we've had White Fang here for practically the whole game since we've had it. Look at this really carefully. Royal Crown down here reduces fire, ice, lightning damage by 20%, which isn't that super, but raises max MP and reduces strength. Our strength has no major, you know, it's not really important, but look at that. 6 to 8 MP. We now have 8 MP, and we can pretty much tackle anything in this game now that we have 8 MP. And that is all I want to do in this portion of Hollow Bastion for the time being. I'm splitting this world up into 2 visits, sort of like how I did with Olympus. And all we're going to do now is head back to the library and leave, and we're actually going to do something else in the next episode besides this world. So there we go. You've seen a great majority of Hollow Bastion just drop down a few times until you get down to this point right here. Can we make that little platform? That's good. We're gonna go to the castle gates really quick, because now that we've done everything and we've left the room and opened the sort of emblem door to the other parts of the list stop and all the other things, now when you go back to the entrance hall, you will actually see some enemies spawn in here, so be careful of that. But yeah, that's pretty much gonna do it. All I really wanted in this episode was to get the Royal Crown, and I picked up pretty much everything else I could along the way. And thankfully, this video actually did not turn out to be as long as I thought it would, because I paced myself properly. I kind of ran through things really quickly, but that's fine. I'm going to be leaving Hollow Bastion for now. We will catch up to Riku and deal with everything else that is going on here at a later point, but in the next episode, actually. You guys remember when I spawned Halloween, or not Halloween Town, but Atlantica on the world map around 10 parts ago, and I said, oh hey, we'll deal with this later? Well, that's what we're gonna do next time. In the next episode, we will go to Atlantica after all this time. Now that we have 8 MP, we are fully ready to take on this world, because like I said previously, this world is not very fun at level 1, so we need to make sure we are at our full resources available with us. Royal Crown, Spellbinder, and Ray of Light will give us the total sort of things that we need to take this world on, along with a lot of the ethers that we stored. So, thank you guys for watching. I've been Mistmaster1. This has been episode 32 of Let's Play Kingdom Hearts Final Mix HD Proud Level 1, and in the next episode, we will tackle Atlantica, and we will see what this world is all about. And it's also very imperative, I note, that you should get everything else done before you finish everything that has to be done at Hollow Bastion. Because at this point of the game, there's a lot of stuff that I want to take care of, and basically when I finally do return to Hollow Bastion, we will be finishing that world and a lot of stuff will go down. So, once again, thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next episode where we take on Atlantica. See you then.